you know that there are over 20 verb tenses in Portuguese? Just hearing that number can feel overwhelming, right? But here's the good news. You don't need to master all of them to start having real conversations with Brazilians. Do you want to know which verb tenses will make speaking Portuguese a lot simpler? If you do, grab your notebook and join me. Olá pessoal, today's lesson was suggested by a subscriber. Let's listen to his request. Olá!
Oi, meu nome é Brad. Eu tenho uma pergunta sobre conversas. Eu visitei Brasil em maio passado. Eu vou voltar para o Brasil próximo maio. Eu estou aprendendo português há 4 meses. E minha pergunta é quais tempos verbais devo saber falar quando voltar ao Brasil novamente. Obrigado.
Eu que agradeço a sua participação. Muito bom, muito bom. Brad asked a very interesting question. He wants to know which verb tenses he should focus on before his trip to Brazil next May. My guess is that he's aiming to reach a conversational level in Portuguese and wants to skip those verb tenses that are not essential for everyday conversations. After all, we know how complex verb tenses in Portuguese can be. A very smart question. So let's begin. Let's begin with the infinitive, o infinitivo. Technically speaking, the infinitive is not a verb tense. It's a verb form that you must know. The infinitive form of a verb in Portuguese is its base form. It's the form you'll find, for example, when you open a dictionary. For example, viajar, to travel. Comer, to eat. Assistir, to watch. The infinitive form will be used in some compound verb tenses. That's why it's important you know it. Another key verb form you will need is the gerund or the present participle, which we use to talk about actions in progress. So you must know the gerund, o gerúndio. In Portuguese, the gerund form of a verb is formed by dropping the final R of the base form and adding NDO. So, for example, viajar becomes viajando, traveling. Comer, comendo, eating. Assistir, assistindo, watching. The gerund form will be used in some compound verb tenses as you are about to see. Now, which verb tenses should you learn if you aim to have conversational level in Brazilian Portuguese? When we speak, we usually refer to events in the present, past, or future. So our goal here is to identify the key Portuguese structures used to express these 3 basic time frames: present, past, and future. But before we do that, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any new content posted. How can we talk about the present? In order to talk about the present, you must learn the present indicative. O presente do indicativo. The present indicative is the basic present tense. It usually denotes facts, generalizations, habitual actions. For example, I usually travel by car. Eu geralmente viajo de carro. Eu geralmente viajo de carro. She eats fruit for breakfast. Ela come frutas no café da manhã. Ela come frutas no café da manhã. We watch Plain Portuguese videos. Nós assistimos aos vídeos do Plain Português. Nós assistimos aos vídeos do Plain Português. Now it's your turn. Try using the present indicative to talk about something you do every day in Portuguese. Oh, in case you struggle with verb conjugations, you'll find below links to all relevant lessons. Since the present indicative is a must-learn verb tense, let's play a little bit with it. Let's combine the verb estar, conjugated in the present indicative, with a verb in its gerund form to talk about actions that are happening now. For example, I am traveling with my family. Eu estou viajando com minha família. Eu estou viajando com minha família. He's eating an apple now. Ele está comendo uma maçã agora. Ele está comendo uma maçã agora. What are they watching? O que eles estão assistindo? O que eles estão assistindo? Now it's your turn. Try using estar in the present indicative plus a verb in its gerund form to talk about something that's happening right now. Another very useful combination with the present indicative is to conjugate the verb ir, to go, in the present tense, and pair it with any verb in its infinitive form to talk about the future. That's right. By combining the verb ir in the present tense with a verb in its infinitive form, you can refer to any future events. This means that you can hold off on learning the future indicative for now. Our examples. I'm going to travel to Brazil next May. Eu vou viajar, future, eu vou viajar para o Brasil no próximo mês de maio. Eu vou viajar para o Brasil no próximo mês de maio. He's going to eat barbecue for dinner. Ele vai comer churrasco no jantar. Ele vai comer churrasco no jantar. They are going to watch this lesson several times. Eles vão assistir a essa aula várias vezes. Eles vão assistir a esta aula várias vezes. Now it's your turn. Try using ir, conjugated in the present tense, plus a verb in its infinitive form to talk about a future event. As you could see, by learning one verb tense, the present indicative, not only will you be able to talk about the present, but also about the future. This deserves a thumbs up, doesn't it? Thank you very much. Now, how about the past? To talk about past actions, completed past actions, completed experiences that happened at a given moment in the past, you must learn the preterite indicative, o pretérito perfeito do indicativo. Examples. I traveled to Brazil last year. Eu viajei para o Brasil no ano passado. Eu viajei para o Brasil no ano passado. We ate feijoada yesterday. Nós comemos feijoada ontem. Nós comemos feijoada ontem. They watched a soccer match at Maracanã. Eles assistiram a uma partida de futebol no Maracanã. Eles assistiram a uma partida de futebol no Maracanã. Now it's your turn. Try using the preterite indicative to talk about something you did last week. Again, if you struggle with verb conjugations, you'll find relevant links in the box below. Another past tense I recommend you learn is the imperfect indicative. O pretérito imperfeito do indicativo. I mean, as a foreigner, you can communicate without it, but I recommend you learn it. The imperfect indicative basically refers to an action that took place in the past, but was ongoing for a period, and where the time of completion is not specified. For example, my family used to travel a lot when I was younger. Minha família viajava muito quando eu era mais jovem. Minha família viajava muito quando eu era mais jovem. Another example. He didn't eat many vegetables when he was a child. Ele não comia muitas verduras quando era criança. Ele não comia muitas verduras quando era criança. In the past, more people used to watch Brazilian soap operas. Antigamente, mais pessoas assistiam às novelas brasileiras. Antigamente, mais pessoas assistiam às novelas brasileiras. Now it's your turn. Try using the imperfect indicative to talk about something you used to do or you would do in the past. Let's keep learning. Still about the imperfect indicative. If you combine the verb estar conjugated in the imperfect indicative with the verb in its gerund form, you'll be able to express progressive actions in the past. For example, I was traveling when you called me. Eu estava viajando quando você me ligou. Eu estava viajando quando você me ligou. We were eating when it started to rain. Nós estávamos comendo quando começou a chover. Nós estávamos comendo quando começou a chover. They were watching the movie when the power went out. Eles estavam assistindo ao filme quando a luz acabou. Eles estavam assistindo ao filme quando a luz acabou. Now it's your turn. Try using estar in the imperfect indicative plus a verb in its German form to talk about something that was happening when something else happened in the past. Moving on. Another important verb tense to know is the conditional, known in Portuguese as futuro do pretérito. Futuro do pretérito. To keep things simple, start by focusing on two verbs, poder and gostar, as these are the ones you are most likely to use at the very beginning of your learning journey. Poder and gostar. Poderia. Gostaria. So, for example, I would like a table for two. Eu gostaria de uma mesa para dois. Eu gostaria de uma mesa para dois. Could you bring us the menu, please? Você poderia nos trazer o cardápio, por favor? Você poderia nos trazer o cardápio, por favor? Now it's your turn. Create a sentence or a question with poderia, gostaria. Finally, the imperative, o imperativo. Again, technically speaking, the imperative is not a verb tense, it's a verb mood. The imperative is practical for giving basic commands, making polite requests. For example, please speak more slowly. Por favor, fale mais devagar. Por favor, fale mais devagar. Or, come in. Entre. Entre. But in most cases, I said in most cases, the imperative can be replaced by could you. Yeah, so could you speak more slowly? Você poderia falar mais devagar? The conditional. Você poderia falar mais devagar? Or you may say, you may come in. Você pode. The present tense. Você pode entrar. Você pode entrar. Well, so these are the tenses I suggest you tackle first. Share with me the examples you created throughout the lesson. I'll be glad to give you feedback. And if you find the content provided by Plain Portuguese useful and want to support our channel, consider becoming a member of Plain Portuguese Club and joining us in our meetings. Thank you very much for watching another lesson. See you next time. Até a próxima. Tchau!